People don't leave companies. They leave bosses, is an old idea, and certainly still relevant today in Japan. They're not making as many young people here as in the past, so the talent pool is getting more and more constricted, so the boss's role in retention of key staff will only become more important going forward. Find out more in today's show. Welcome back to Year 5 of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, which we release every Monday. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy, master trainer, president of Dale Carnegie Training Tokyo, Japan, and 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. My new book is Zaegyo, which is the translation of Japan Sales Mastery. We are bringing the show to you from our High Performance Center here in Akasaka, in Minato-ku, the business center of Tokyo. Why the cutting edge? We are here to win in business in Japan. Let's all be at the forefront, at the cutting edge of how to flourish here in this market. This is episode number 237, Leaders Make or Break the Firm. Soredewa ikimashou, so let's get going. How do you run your business? Sharp on the cost control, right on top of the quality, working hard on building the brand, watchful of competitors, full throttle on appealing to shareholders and stakeholders. There's one area that is going to become a bigger headache, that is people. I'm not talking about just training them. I am hearing from leaders in Japan that they are growing more concerned about getting staff and keeping them. In the good old days, there were tons of staff to hire and fire as needed by Japanese companies, but that is changing big time. The lack of qualified staff is hitting across more and more industries. There are multiple job openings for new hires from which to choose. Why would they pick your company? And even more importantly, why should they stay? We know people don't leave companies, they leave bosses. So today, there is so much information about your shop available online, they can check you out thoroughly before they even contemplate joining. There are battalions of diligent recruiters out there busily contributing to Japan's labor mobility by moving people into jobs and around jobs. The idea that we're going to have an unattractive workplace where people are ill-treated by the system or their bosses or both is clearly out of date. Position aspirants will read about how the organization really treats people behind the velvet curtain. Once inside, they will be engaged in direct relation to how they are managed. The results of the engagement surveys we've conducted worldwide hold up true for Japan as well. The feeling of being valued is the critical piece of the puzzle to get our staff engaged. The only trouble with this construct is that the presidential suite of offices is not where too much mass staff engaging takes place. That is more the wheelhouse, scouring the horizon for opportunities and trouble. This is where the organization's direction and preferred culture are determined. The actuality of the delivery is done by people much further down the food chain. Supervisors, middle-level managers are the dispensers of justice and travesties of justice that either keep people or enrage them to leave. One quick contemplation of this current reality tells you that the leadership of organizations is only going to become more complicated and more important. How well do your middle managers treat your team? Are they ensuring the increasingly finite human resources under their stead are being properly taken care of? Do the troops feel valued? Engaged staff don't move shop. They spurn the recruiter's siren calls to jump ship. They see a future for themselves right where they are. They feel valued and that their contribution is both recognized and making a difference. How do they know this? Because their boss is communicating this to them. These bosses really know about their team members. They know their fears, frustrations, concerns, hopes, aims, and aspirations. When I was growing up in business, there was a solid wall between work and private. The boss going into the non-work zone was a taboo. This is no longer applicable today, as so many face issues with aging parents, and the younger employees want a more holistic approach from the company. Find out more when we come back from the break. If you want to be successful as a leader, do the Leadership Training for Managers course. All companies need people who can both manage and lead. Leading people screams out for real skills in communication, dealing with all different types of people, being excellent at innovation, planning, delegation, handling mistakes, doing performance reviews really well, and inspiring and motivating the team. Do the Leadership Training for Managers course now in either Japanese or English. Are you doing business with Japan? Do you really know how things work? Japan Business Mastery provides the answers. Do you have the right networks and know how to create them? Do you know how to get on the same wavelength with Japanese buyers? Do you know what being trustworthy looks like from the Japanese perspective? Japan Business Mastery is based on more than 30 years' experience in Japan and will become your go-to guide. Want to succeed in Japan? Buy Japan Business Mastery now. Welcome back. To date, the pressure on bosses to produce numbers have been mainly concentrated on revenues. Now, in addition to that, the pressure to retain staff and maintain low turnover numbers has become more critical. Flexibility is blending the previously rigid HR rules in companies. In fact, it is changing HR. The classic Japanese models of HR focus is that of enforcers, meting out penalties for breaking the rules, punishing them by dispatch to remote provinces, or mentally torturing miscreants until they crack and quit. The idea of the HR partner in the business is still catching on in Japan, and the rule police role is still the default mode. Reality has collided with demographic trends. More wives are working. Staff need to take time off to take care of their parents, take them to hospital, to stay at home when their kids have a fever or break their toe or get a cold or refuse to go to school. They need to have their request to work from home granted and not to be judged slackers and doubtful future management material. They may need to come in late or go home early. Until the pandemic, these were disloyal travesties in the thinking in most Japanese companies. Remote working has really opened up more constructs for the business, but there is nothing differentiated here because all employers are doing it. What will be interesting, though, is what happens when companies want to force their people to come back to the office post-COVID-19. Maintaining this remote work flexibility may become a differentiator and become attractive for people who do not want to get involved in the rush hour crush on the trains anymore. Let's keep an eye on this and see if there are some opportunities available for nimble firms. Bosses need to be handing out more praise, and it has to be quality praise. Quality praise, what does that mean? Comments like, well done, are low quality praise and pointless. Exactly what was well done? The praise has to capture the concise detail of the thing done well, and this has to be fed back to the staff. The credibility of the praise is directly linked to the specificity of the praise. It also has to be timely. Saving praise up for the annual review like a Christmas present to be delivered on just one day of the year is an antiquated idea. The impact of the credible praise is directly linked to its proximity to the event that deserves the praise. The boss as super coach is also a new idea that will only grow in importance in Japan. The can't delegate boss is an anachronism in this era. Delegation is how we train people to take over our jobs and not some happy dumping ground for our workload. The time devoted to helping staff step out of their comfort zone is correlated to the number of innovative ideas which will arise from conversations with staff. Senior management in Japan complain to us that they hardly hear of any innovative ideas from the front line. The reason is simple. The middle managers are doing a poor job engaging and encouraging their people. Having ideas picked up and implemented by the organisation and being praised for their work will engage staff to stay. It also results in the social media jungle TomTom's broadcasting, this is a great place to work, where people are valued, ideas are implemented, bosses care and do coach their staff. Do your middle managers get it yet? If they don't, then some remedial training on the new reality is in order. The possibility of running out of people to maintain your current business is here right now. Being a leader is fun, isn't it? I hope you enjoyed today's show, and so please subscribe on YouTube. Share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Become a regular. Hit the little bell icon to receive update notifications. Our website details are on screen now, www.dale-carnegie.cojp. It's packed with value, so certainly check it out. We try to offer as much value as possible, so you might also enjoy our other shows. In fact, we are releasing content 6 days a week. For podcast, Mondays for the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, Tuesday for the Presentations Japan series, and every second Tuesday for the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show, Wednesdays for the Sales Japan series, Thursdays for the Leadership Japan series, and every second Thursday for the Business Pro Podcast Show, Fridays for the Japan Business Mastery Show, and Saturdays for Japan's top business interviews. Now, you get these wherever you get your podcast. Also, every Monday we release the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Every second Thursday we release the Business Pro Television Show, and every Friday the Japan Business Mastery Show. Saturdays, every Saturday, we're releasing Japan's top business interviews. These are all on YouTube. We appreciate your support, and please let others know about it so they can benefit too. We want to make a contribution to helping people build their careers and businesses, and so please join with us in that endeavor. In episode 238, we're talking about selfish presenters. So, yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. Please join me for the next episode of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. We are here to help you. I've got one direction in mind for you and your business, and that is up